Hello, and now it's time for science. So let's go ahead and let's look at our choice board review for today. Okay, yesterday we talked about maps and we looked at a brain pop video for maps. So what I'm just doing is I'm sliding down our science and I'm going to organisms and the environment research. And this fits right along with what we are doing in science. What we're doing in science. And today for science, we're going to do a couple things. We're going to learn about what a habitat is. We're going to learn about the word habitat. And then we're going to go on a virtual field trip to a rainforest. Remember yesterday we learned about rainforests. So today we're going to take a virtual field trip to a rainforest. Okay? And so you get to explore the rainforest today. Well, let's go ahead and look at what our choice board research is. So organisms and their environment research. Watch this video, The Needs of Plants. And I'm just going to show you which video it is. Then I will add the link into Class Dojo so that you can open it up. It's a YouTube video. And so I'm not going to add it into our recording because of copyright. So I will click on the link for you. And then when you're done, you're going to complete this sheet, the needs of plants. And this should be super, super easy for you to do because we have already done this and we've already talked about what plants need. Okay? So we've already talked about what plants need. So we are going to move on. And Ms. Burns has a lot of screens open that she does not need to have open. But we're going to move on. Okay, so I am in our page right here. And we're going to look at Brain Pop Jr. again today. Because yesterday we talked about the rainforest habitat. Yesterday we talked about the rainforest habitat. Today in our book, if we look at our book, while this is opening up, we're going to get that ready for us. Today in our science book, and I hope everyone got a chance to go pick up their science book and things yesterday. And I'll show you what pages should be completed by Friday, or I'll give you a date. So today we're going to talk about, this is lesson 6. What are some plants and animals that live in the ocean? Some plants and animals live in water. These plants and animals get what they need in water. Tell about plants and animals that live in water. So this is our lesson for today. I'm going to give you a chance to look at the picture. And as you can see, there's some coral in there. And remember when we were in school, part of our end of the day, when we were waiting to go to car riders or after school, we would sit and we would watch animal videos or National Geographic. And we would see different types of animals and where they live. And so remember we talked about the coral and the animals that live in the coral reef and why it's so important to our oceans. Why the coral is so important to our oceans. So there's that page. And then you're going to love what you need to do for this page. Look at that. It's an empty box. So what do you think you're going to do for science today? What do you think you're going to do? And I know you know this word. What is it? You are exactly right. Draw. Draw plants and animals that live in the ocean. Draw plants and animals that live in the ocean. And you know what? Today, I'm going to do science with you today, and I will post my picture later on. I'm going to draw a picture for you and show you what I think lives in the ocean. Well, let's get ready to learn about the ocean habitat. Remember yesterday we learned a habitat is a place where animals and plants live. A place where animals and plants live. So let's get ready to learn about the ocean habitat.
I can't wait to go to the beach and learn about the ocean. Most of our planet is covered by salt water in our oceans and seas. The ocean is divided into different zones according to how much sunlight it receives. The living things in each zone have different ways to survive in their environment. What is the sunlit zone? The sunlit zone is the top part of the ocean. Here, enough light goes through the water to allow plants to grow. Tiny living things called phytoplankton use sunlight to make their own food, kind of like plants. Animals, such as krill, eat the phytoplankton. Then bigger fish and larger animals like dolphins eat the krill. Right, Moby. Phytoplankton play an important part in many ocean food chains and food webs. The sunlit zone is home to many different living things. Coral reefs are also found in the sunlit zone.
Why do you think it's called the
Coral
sunlit
is an
zone?
animal that grows a very hard skeleton. Tons
Sunlit
of animals live in coral
sunlight.
reefs,
So
including
why do you think it's
fish,
called that?
eels, and mollusks. Most marine life is in the sunlit zone, but it's actually the smallest zone. What is the twilight zone?
Ooh, the twilight
The
zone.
twilight zone is below the sunlit zone. Less light gets through the water. Some animals can go back and forth between the sunlit and twilight zones, including the sperm whale and swordfish. Cuttlefish also live in the twilight zone. As you go further away from the surface, less light gets through the water. It also gets colder and colder. As you go deeper, fewer plants and animals can survive. What is the midnight zone?
Ooh, why do you think
The
it's called the midnight
is
zone?
the deepest part of the ocean, and it's also the largest zone. No sunlight can reach the midnight zone, but living things like this Dumbo octopus have adapted to life here. Food can be difficult to find in this zone. So some fish, like this fangtooth, have large mouths so they can grab and eat anything. Anglerfish have a special body part that lights up. This light attracts prey. Many deep-sea animals have parts that are bioluminescent, which means they can glow to attract prey or scare off predators. The ocean floor is a dark and rocky place. There are even vents in the Earth's crust. The vents give off heat and chemicals, and tiny living things called bacteria feed on the chemicals. Some animals rely on the vents and the bacteria to survive, like these tube worms. There are even deep-sea crabs and mussels. Most of the planet is covered by oceans, but our oceans are changing. How are ocean habitats changing? When people pollute the environment, it causes problems for many living things. Even garbage in our communities can sometimes end up in our oceans. In fact, there's a growing patch of trash in the middle of the Pacific Ocean that's bigger than the state of Texas. It's important to clean up after yourself and recycle. This simple act can help protect our environment. In many parts of the world, overfishing is a big problem. This is causing certain kinds of fish to become endangered. It's important to protect our oceans because so many living things rely on them to survive. You can research and write to government leaders and tell them about our changing oceans. You could also help keep beaches and communities clean. You can also start or join a club to share what you learn with other people. There are many ways to get involved. Anyway, Moby, I can't wait to go to the beach. You're going to surf to the beach?
I'm sorry. I had water running. So let's go back to the end of our video. We're not going to watch the whole thing.
Research and write to government leaders and tell them about our coding oceans. You could also help keep beaches and communities clean. You can also start or join a club to share what you learn with other people. There are many ways to get involved. Anyway, Moby, I can't wait to go to the beach. You're going to surf to the beach? You can't do that. There's no water.
Okay, just in case you missed the end of it, I wanted you to see the end. Okay, so habitats are important. Habitats are important. So, your assignment for today, let's go back and let's look at it. You're going to draw plants and animals that live in the ocean. Draw plants and animals that live in the ocean. Okay? And so remember, we worked on chapter 2. So parents, if you're looking for something else to do over the weekend and you have your book, they can work in chapter 2 of their book, Plants and Animals. Okay, so you can read and work in chapter 2 and stop on page 20. Okay, stop on page 20 because that's where we are right now. We stopped on page 20. Do not go past page 20. They could also work in chapter 1 also, living and non-living things, because remember, we have already done that also. Okay? So if you're looking for something extra to do and you have your book, you can work in your science book. You can work on pages in chapter 1 and chapter 2 through page 20. Okay? That'll give them a heads up, and they can get those things completed. Okay? And we'll be working on our science tests next week. And what I'm thinking about doing with our chapter 2 science tests, what I'm thinking about doing is creating a Kahoot with it and then letting them take it that way. And then I will get and then that way it'll be a little fun, little scoring that they do. But I have to play around with Kahoot and see how it works because I've done it before, but I like to do it first just so I can make sure that when I give it to you and I start doing it, it's okay. I might also, what I might do also is I might put an assessment in Mastery Connect and push it forward to them. So when they log into Clever, it'll be there. But I have to see how that works also. So I will let you know about that. So today, in your assignments, you're going to draw a picture about a plant and an animal. Plants and animals that live in the ocean. I am also going to add an assignment to your portfolio because I want you to draw a picture of your habitat. Draw a picture of your habitat and the things in your habitat that you need to survive. vibe. Okay? Have a happy day.